Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
It's time for an Amanda exclusive.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Amanda Exclusivo. I'm your host, Amanda Geffner. My guest today is best known for her roles in Dynasty, Why Women Kill, and now you can see her as Frankie in the hit ABC series Shifting Gears. That's right. Please welcome Cynthia Quiles. Hey, Cynthia.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, listen, I obviously, before I do my interviews, I love looking at everyone's profiles on Instagram. I have to say, me and you have a lot in common before we begin.
Oh,
Both
okay.
Coast girlies, you love dogs.
Yes,
And I saw that you spent your birthday in Disney, which is my favorite place.
I did. My first time doing a birthday at Disney this year. It was so much fun. Just like a big kid all day long. It was the best.
So what'd you guys do for your birthday? I mean, where'd you go? What rides you go on?
The Incredicoaster is the one that stands out because I think that was like where we kicked it all off and it set the bar. But we did all of the like the Little Mermaid and the Haunted Mansion and just all of the even the Pirates of the Caribbean, which actually got stuck and we were stuck on the water for quite a bit, which was
No,
interesting. It was the day of rides getting stuck, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We made the best of it, that's for sure.
that's a memorable birthday then. Like you get to be stuck on Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
It's true. That is true. It would have been even more memorable if we had to walk through the water to actually get off. That would have been
No.
interesting, but we did not. They got it
Oh
going.
my God, that's crazy. Yeah, I've been stuck on that ride too. I was stuck on the Buzz Lightyear one also. So I can
Oh,
understand where you're coming from with
yeah.
being stuck. And I also
Yeah,
saw your Halloween costume, which was awesome, by the way. Have you always loved Halloween growing up? The Joker was awesome.
I did. That's kind of, I mean, I don't want to say that's what fed into being an actor, but I do feel like I play dress up for a living. I am fortunate enough to do that for my work, and I love dressing up. I actually was talking to an actor this year, and they were like, "Isn't it weird that people just dress up one day of the year? Like, they only put on a costume for one day out of the year. It's so wild." But it's true. I think that's why I love acting so much, is because I love playing dress up and I love Halloween. It all goes together.
Oh, that's awesome. And you mentioned playing dress up and acting. We gotta talk about that. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what first inspired you to get into acting.
So I started performing naturally as a kid. I was just I guess very an emotionally reactive child and just very dramatic. And then I would choreograph shows and plays and dance performances in the neighborhood with the girls that were in my friend group. And we would get the parents together and make little invitations, and I would choreograph all of the moves. And I was quite a strict director, I must say,
Oh,
stricter than I like to care to admit. Everybody had to be in their position and like, hitting their marks. And it was a thing, but we put on a really good show and we got that feedback. And I think that fed into it. And it was my father actually one day that was like, "You should be an actor." And I went to high school in North Carolina. There were not a lot of opportunities. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And it stuck in my mind. And when it came time to pursue work, that's what I pursued. And the rest is history. I love it. Couldn't think of doing anything else.
so that's why you started making your own shows, because in North Carolina, what else are you gonna do? Invitation only, special shows. I mean, they got to see you before you made it big, you know?
It's true. It was that or line up at the mall for the open call of whatever movie was shooting and they needed an extra. That was your other alternative in North Carolina. So putting on shows is what we did.
There you go. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
do it first. So tell me, like, how'd you get your start? What was your first role?
My first role, it's a good question because it all starts to blur. I did a little indie film because in the beginning you're doing like independent projects and you're kind of, just grateful to be on set. So the
Yeah.
first one was playing the role of a succubus. It was like a teenage cheerleader slasher movie, and I was the villain, and that was really cool to be clad in leather and just like super dark. Like to play the villain in a horror movie on your first booking is I guess pretty impressive now that I think about it. It was pretty
That's
pretty
pretty
fun.
cool. You were
Yeah.
able to nice. Also, too, like I wanted to bring this up before you started acting. I saw you were the class valedictorian, which is crazy cool. And you're
Yeah.
a martial artist, you learned that, and you trained alongside the LAPD. So I want to know, what don't you do?
That's a good rest and relax. Although I am, if you ask me now, what am I doing in this moment? It's learning to rest and relax and balance because I have been that girl that's a bit of a jack of all trades. I grew up with my father working as a police officer. And one of three girls, I was the tomboy. And very rough and tumble boxing with my dad since I was like 11 years old.
Wow.
Um, and that led into the martial arts, and then it led into Krav Maga and training alongside police officers and defensive tactics and all of that good stuff. And then the valedictorian thing was a sheer accident. I went through the line to get my cap and gown, and they were like, "Oh, congratulations, you got the highest GPA." And it was like, oh, I will say though, not to age myself, back then a 4.0 was like the highest you could get. And now it's like 4.0, you need to be doing a little bit more. We put so much pressure on these poor kids nowadays.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wow. I mean, I was just curious. I mean, like, do you still remember your speech from the valedictorian?
I don't remember it at all. I remember that I got the special cords to wear and the little plaque, which is probably in my parents' attic or garage somewhere. I don't. I was so eager to be out of school and to be out into the real world. I grew up in like I said, I went to high school in North Carolina, and so it was very black and white. It was very like two colors, and being 100% Puerto Rican and just not like all the other people, I didn't fit in, and I felt that segregation and that exclusion. So I was just in a hurry to graduate high school so I could get out and start life. So I went to Miami from there, and it was one giant party, and everybody is welcome and accepted, and that was the start of the rest of my life. So there you go.
Look at that. And you've been on so many major shows. Like I said, Dynasty, Why Women Kill, Law and Order, and iCarly, which is one of my favorites growing up. So, which set felt like a pinch me moment for you?
Oh my gosh, any and all of them, I guess. But shifting gears would be the latest, obviously, pinch me moment to work with somebody like Tim Allen on this level, somebody who I consider a comedic mastermind, and see him through the rehearsal process and see him come to life was 1000% a pinch me moment. Knowing that I grew up watching him on Home Improvement and then I get to play on his field is such an honor, such a full circle moment. So I would say shifting gears would be the latest pinch me moment, but any of them. Why Women Kill, working for Mark Cherry, and the first time I got to meet, Mark Cherry, who was the showrunner for Desperate Housewives and who I followed for so many years as an icon, and to be able to bring his work to life was iconic. So I've been very blessed and fortunate to have a couple good ones. So it's always exciting.
You definitely have. So tell me, how were you approached about shifting gears and also Dynasty too, because that's another popular one. So what was your audition process like for both?
Both of them were self-tapes because we are in the era of self-tapes now when it comes to theatrical auditions, which I am totally okay with. I do love a good self-tape. And shifting gears, it's funny because I've got great stories behind most of the bookings. Shifting gears was one of these that as an artist, as an actor, I read the breakdown of who Frankie was, and I had all these preconceived stereotype notions in my mind of what I could do to maybe bring the character that I thought they wanted to life. And none of that felt right. And I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to do me. And I literally put on a pair of overalls and I put a bandana in my hair and I had fun with it. And I brought myself to the role and I literally did, I think, one or two takes at the most. And that was it. And I was like, this is me. Like, it is what it is. And I sent it. And weeks went by and I got a call that I was in the mix. And then I got a call that I booked it and I freaked out. I completely went into like, is this real? Is this a dream? Like, wait a minute. When what a full circle like artist moment. Like throw all the rules out the window, be yourself, and then bullseye. Ta-da, you get the job. Like, wow. It's very cool.
That's a
Very
dream come
cool.
true. And you mentioned working with the Tim Allen. I
Yeah.
mean, he's so iconic. And Kat Dennings from Two Broke Girls, one of my other favorite actresses. So what was it like working with them?
Amazing, amazing. Kat is a sitcom darling and just so sweet. Everybody is just so kind. It's like a big family, which I do enjoy. That's nice, especially when you're around people of such fame and caliber, like a Kat Dennings or Sean William Scott or Tim Allen or Jenna Elfman or all of these guys. And they're so humble and just so real. It just feels like you're hanging out with fellow artists. Um, it was really cool. Like I said, you learn a lot about people's individualistic styles and how they approach their characters and their roles and the scenes and the work that they do. So for me, I feel like I'm a lifelong student that's always just kind of watching and observing. No matter how far I get in my career, there's always somebody on that set that's been doing it longer than you have and that you can learn from. So I've done a lot of that
I love that.
on
Have you gotten any good advice from Tim Allen or even Kat or
not really as far as like work advice. No, I don't think so. Nothing that stands out to me as far as like a nugget of advice. I think the advice comes from again, like subconsciously just watching them. When I see Tim go through a week of rehearsals and then I see him in front of a live studio audience and just light up and take these huge, bold chances and, make these huge, even when he messes up, it's in a huge way and it's hilarious and it's funny. So it's really taught me to just swing hard, go for it each and every time.
That's
Yeah.
great. And do you have any like funny behind the scenes stories of the show? Because I can imagine working with Tim Allen and Kat Dennings is an experience. So, what's been going on backstage that you guys do? Do you guys have any like fun traditions before the show or any crazy stories?
There's crazy stories. I mean, the craziest, I guess, in my mind is the cars on the shop and being a bit of a car nerd. I've been a car nerd and a car buff my entire life and wanting to be up on them like a little kid, but we can't get too close. And like you can't wear anything
Oh,
that might like scratch the cars or touch the cars. They're all part of Tim's collection. So I think the comedy gold and the funny behind the scenes stories happens when you have a guest actor on the show who maybe leans up against the vehicle with their jeans and the Brads and the jeans are like
yeah,
touching the car, whatever it is. And you see the look of panic on everybody who knows better. I guess that's kind of the inside joke is that look when someone sets their script on a car or does what a coffee on a car, something that might seem very normal, and everybody turning and reacting in that moment because it's a big no-no, not those cars.
that's
No.
funny. So you mentioned like you loved cars growing up. Like what made you become interested in cars and like do you particularly like old-fashioned cars? Like what are you looking at here?
All cars. I do. I love classic and new and foreign and exotic and all of them. But again, growing up one of three girls and my father being this police officer who collected cars and still does collect classic cars and restores them, very similar to what Matt's character does on Shifting Gears, my father does in real life. So again, another really cool happenstance that I ended up on a show. Uh, Playing along somebody who I admire so much, who does the exact same thing my father does. So just growing up with him and being around classic cars, the smell of gasoline, the smell of the shop, and everything that comes with it, I took such a liking to. I have stories of being a kid at family functions and just being like buried into a Motor Trend magazine, learning about, all the new features of the latest Ford Mustang that was being released in a couple months or whatever it might be. I've just always loved vehicles and the symbolism, the personality behind cars. For me, it's very personified, the personality of it's I guess like Cars the movie, right? We could take it to Disney and I guess they made a whole franchise off of that. But growing up as a kid, that was my life. I would walk home and I would look at the cars in the headlights and make different personalities for them in my mind and just fell in love with vehicles on an aesthetic level.
Wow, no, that's interesting. So I guess Shifting Gears was like the perfect show for you.
Great. Yeah, it really was a dream come true. I think that's another reason why I made the decision to be like, I don't need to try to put anything on this character. I know this girl. I know this girl, and
Thank
let's just be
you.
me. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I already know the answer to this next question though. So do you share any similarities with Frankie? Which I know you do, but of all the characters that you've played, do you think you share the most with Frankie or from another
Yeah.
show? Yeah? How come?
1,000%. Frankie is such a unique character, and I feel like in life, in my female friend groups and all these things, I'm very much a unique, rare bird in the sense that I am absolutely a bit of a tomboy even yet, but am oh so glamorous. It's this hybrid version of like combat boots and evening gowns is I guess the best way that you would describe Cynthia Quiles. And Frankie for me is very reminiscent of that. She's very fashionable and very stylish and very cool and quick and sharp, smart, a little smart, snarky. She thinks she's the smartest person in the shop compared to the other guys.
I know.
And I do like that. There's a tough energy where she rolls with the guys, and I've always I've always been like that. I remember being in first grade and my best friend being this little boy in class. His name was Philip. He was very sweet. But I've
Aw.
always been that one girl that hangs out with the guys and doesn't put anything on it. It's not like the girl who's hanging out with the guys in this like pick me sort of way, or she's trying too hard to be one of the guys. I'm just very much me. And so, and I feel like Frankie is that. She's very comfortable in her own skin, very comfortable in her sexuality. She's very comfortable in the shop, very comfortable around the cars. Um, and that's me in a nutshell. So she absolutely has my heart, for sure. My favorite.
Frank's a great character, and the show is amazing. I wish it was getting renewed for season 3.
We'll see, right? I don't think any decisions have been made just yet. So we'll see. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Well,
Only positive thoughts, only positive things spoken into existence. Okay. Yes.
I gotcha. No, I want it. That's why I'm keeping my
Yes.
fingers crossed and my toes crossed for you.
Yes.
But what's next for you? What do you have coming up?
Well, like I said, this has been a time of slowing down for me and my life and really finding balance. I'm coming off of many years of just go, go, go. And it's allowed me a lot of time to really pour energy into my own personal creative projects. I have a couple of creative projects in the works right now that I'm in
Okay.
pre-production on that I'm super excited about. So we'll see what happens with that. And then anything else that pops up, I'm game and I'm down, but I'm enjoying the balance. It's all about balance. We're just a society of go, 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 nonstop, go, go, go. And it's so important to stop and recharge and to know that that's okay and that it actually makes you better in the end. So,
Oh,
yeah.
it does. You need to take a break. You have to. I mean, you're always go, go, go when you're acting. I mean, I can only imagine, not that I'm an actress, but I could understand everyone is like busy all the time. So it's nice to just calm down and take a breath and relax a little.
It is very much a hustle-based industry, as most of ours is, and it's very hurry up and wait. Everything likes to come in one stretch, and it'll be ridiculously busy for a few months, and then it's not. And that's one of the beauties of being on a show is that you work for a good amount of time, a few months, and then you have this beautiful hiatus that's built in. So it's all about learning the balance of filling that free time in a really healthy way with hobbies and interests. I've been doing a lot of traveling this summer. I got a new truck, and so I've been taking her
Oh,
out. The,
nice. What kind of truck do we have? What?
I got a Toyota Tacoma, a new 2025 Tacoma TRD Sport. So I've been taking her off road, and she's a girl, if you can't tell. So
Oh, did you?
because she's strong and powerful, but doesn't really need to, like she's basically me in truck form, my Toyota Tacoma, and I love her. I always say the back wasn't meant to like haul refrigerators though. Like I pop down a Ralph Lauren blanket. I'm having like sushi and champagne with my girlfriends in the
That's
back under the
amazing.
stars because that's the way I do it. I told you it's like evening gown and combat boots, put them together, and that's a me.
Well, I
There
gotta
you go.
ask you because you've been referring to your car as her. Do you have a name for your car?
I don't. I should name her.
You
I don't.
should.
I should name
You
her.
should, because what I've been doing with my cars is when I get them, like I used to drive a Subaru, so I named mine Susie Q.
I
And
love that.
and now I have a Mazda and I named it Majesty.
That's cute. I need
So
to name her.
you gotta get into that. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. Instead of referring to your car as like a him or her, you could
I
be like,
should. Yeah,
yeah,
I had a Beamer before this. I had a BMW convertible white one, and she was named Blanca, and she was sassy. She had her whole personality built out, but the
I love
truck is new, so maybe she's just not named yet. Her personality is very big and bold. Definitely, I've rolled up. People are like, "Oh, you got a truck," and I'm like, "I sure did. Yes, I did."
you're
Like,
cool. That's why.
it's the best. It's the best pulling up at something like the Beverly Hills Hotel or some like chic red carpet event in this big truck, and then I hop out in my heels, like literally have to hop out of the truck. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. And to be honest with you, it gets more attention than any other car
Oh, I'm
I've had.
sure.
Yeah,
Well,
something
'cause
about
it's cool. And then you come out and your heels and everything, and people are like, whoa.
it's true. It works. It's an attention grabber, that's for sure.
I love that. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with your new truck. And I also want to have a little fun here before we wrap things up. I play a game with all of my guests. It's called the speed round. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you as many questions as I can. They're mostly like fun, this or that questions about you within
Okay.
a minute. My record right now, someone answered 23 questions in 1 minute.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe we can beat him.
Maybe.
We could try. as you said, positivity. So let's be optimistic.
So I have to answer this or that.
There, you have to answer questions within a
Okay.
minute. Some of them are like this or that questions. Some of them are like, what's your favorite? Blah, blah, blah. So only you would know the answers best. So,
Okay.
well, whenever you're ready, Cynthia, I'm going to start the timer.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Beach or pool?
Beach.
Tres leches or flan?
Tres leches.
East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast.
Your favorite kind of car?
Maserati.
Your celebrity crush?
Paul Rudd.
Your favorite store?
My favorite store. Is this where I'm going to get tripped up? Target.
Okay, what's the best meal you make?
Pollo guisado.
Your favorite kind of flower?
Um, Hydrangea.
Favorite season?
Summer.
What's your middle name?
I don't have one.
What would you be if you weren't an actor?
A lawyer.
Shop online or in person?
Online.
Your favorite singer?
Alessia Cara.
Tango or salsa?
Salsa.
Favorite breakfast cereal?
Breakfast cereal. Tricks.
Your best subject in school?
English.
Oh, the time's up. You got 16. That's pretty good.
I should have gone faster. Okay, one more time. No, I'm kidding.
You want me to ask you the other ones? But
Okay, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. That was so fun, though. I can't believe I got tripped up on store. Of all the one store, that
yeah,
means
you know what? It's funny. So many people, when I ask these questions, it's like in the moment, they're like, oh, and then after, they're like, I need to explain my reason behind it.
and then I went Target, the store where you can buy pretty much anything. That'd be like saying Amazon. Favorite store, Amazon. Because you
Good
can
answer.
buy anything
I
on
love it.
Amazon.
But since you're fun to hang out with, let me ask you the rest. So take your time. We're not going to rush here.
Okay.
So, what's your pet peeve, Cynthia?
Pet peeve, inauthenticity. People walking around with this like sandwich board of a sales pitch of who they want you to think they are instead of just being who they actually are. That's my biggest pet peeve.
All right, that's a good one. Were you a troublemaker growing up or perfect child?
Ooh, troublemaker.
What did you do?
Capital. You're like, and can you share stories?
Please share
I
stories.
lived, I lived in the principal's office. I did. I was the girl that
Oh,
like the button that was like, do not push. I did it. Like while looking you in the eyes. Push, like what's gonna happen? Okay. I was
you wanted
trouble.
to know. You were a curious child.
Yeah, I was curious.
We'll phrase it that way rather than troublemaker. I love that. So, are you more
Yeah.
of a rom-com girl or action movie?
Ooh, psychological thriller. But if I had to choose one of those two, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go action movie. Action movie.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite vacation spot?
Anything warm and tropical. Being from Puerto
Answer.
Rico, anything that's like beachy, warm. I want a luggage full of sundresses and sandals.
Love that. I loved Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's so nice. What's your favorite sneaker brand?
Adidas.
Me too. Tea or
Mm,
coffee?
Coffee.
And do you
I
read or
enjoy
watch
tea.
TV? Which
Do I
one?
what?
Reading or watching TV? What's better?
Reading.
Interesting. Okay. I'm a mix of both. So,
Yeah. I can choose a hybrid. If I had to choose a hybrid, then I guess I would say both. TV is something I don't allow myself a lot of time to do, again, because of the go, go, go. But now that I have balance, I have been watching more TV and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm like, wow, it just takes time to sit
what are
there.
you watching?
I just watched season 3 of White Lotus. I'm so late that that's how behind I am that I'm catching up on White Lotus years later. But it was incredible. It really was quite good. I'm like, oh, that's why they won all those Emmys. That explains it.
Yeah. So, do you watch like reality TV as well? Or is it more like sitcom?
Sitcom, of course. Classic sitcoms are, they never get old. The How I Met Your Mothers and the Big Bang Theories and the
Oh,
Friends.
yeah.
Watch those all day long, for sure. Reality TV is that guilty pleasure that I feel like before you didn't want to admit that you watched it, and now it's kind of cool to be like, yeah, I watch this, I watch that. I'm not gonna lie, I can get down on some 90 Day Fiance or some Real Housewives, but
Okay.
only for a certain, like 90 Day Fiance, for some reason, the episodes are like 2 hours long. So after about an hour, my mind starts to rot, and I'm like, we have to turn this off. I don't care. anymore. But when it's good, it's really good.
I gotta get you on the Bachelor train, Dancing with the Stars. I've had a lot of those people on. I had someone from 90 Day Fiance on my show as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Boy,
I-
there's some drama on that one.
oh yeah. I know. I know. I'm well aware. At least you're on a sitcom, so it's not like too much.
I tell people I keep my drama scripted. Please, I don't want that unscripted
You.
drama in my life. Keep that somewhere else. I like my drama on the stage. Thank you so
Love
much.
that for you. That's a good way to put it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
start saying that now. I just leave my drama at home.
that's it.
I'm
Exactly.
just
Yeah,
gonna just do my own thing.
that's
Well, it
it.
was so fun to hang out with you. Seriously,
So
thank
fun.
you so much for coming on. And next time we'll play another round of speed round and we'll make sure to get you up to 23. So then you
Oh,
can practice from now on.
I'm gonna start training now. Just you wait. I will be ready.
I love it. You got all the time in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because now I have balance. So there you go.
There
Full
you
circle.
go. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.